of course you're going to point. You want other people to see where it is. But it was thrilling, and I hope my campuses. We're planning on opening it in 2020, and so hopefully everyone will go to Rwanda. You will go to my campus. I will have a bar there for sure. And everybody will get a chance to see these amazing, majestic creatures and go to my campus and support the fund.
It's a tremendous thing you've done. So you tell the story of this little girl who has posters of Dian Fossey, dreams of Dian Fossey, and in this next picture, we show that you got to sit in her desk. What was that like for you?
It was really emotional because there's not too much that I don't know, first of all, I don't know if people really know who Dian Fossey was. I'm sure a lot of young people don't, but I will tell you, just in case you don't. She was an incredible woman. She was the first person to be able to communicate with these gorillas. Nobody else had. I mean, Jane Goodall was communicating with chimpanzees, but Dian Fossey was studying the mountain gorillas, and they had never trusted anyone. It took her a long time to sit and mimic their behavior, for them to trust her, so she could get close enough to them and learn all about them to teach us. And she lived there by herself for a long time, and there are children here, so I'm not going to get into the details, but she was killed in a very, very bad way for doing what she was doing, because a lot of people wanted to take these gorillas and put them in zoos, so she was trying to protect them. And so when I sat in her desk, in her chair at her desk, and saw the picture of her, I just started sobbing. I think the picture is right after I was crying. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I literally had been sobbing, and I just, nope.
They had it earlier.
But yeah, I had just, I mean, that was her desk. That was what they had left, what they had from her. So yeah, it was really, really emotional that as a child, I mean, my life is crazy anyway. Everything that's happened to me is, I can't believe where I've ended up, but that was crazy, that I ended up sitting in Dian Fossey's chair in Africa, and now I'm opening up my own campus with Dian Fossey. It's crazy.
And what was it like for you to be there with Portia, who clearly nailed it as far as gifts go? How was that for the both of you?
It was all right.
Don't have to record it.
It's amazing. What kind of question is that, Dave? It's a ridiculous question. It was the most amazing thing ever. Yes.
If I was Portia, and I know I'm not,
Yeah.
I would say, I don't have to buy another thing again. That's perfect. I'm done.
Yeah, no, she was really, because, it was my 60th birthday, and she kept saying, I don't know what to get you. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I just, and as it was getting closer and closer, she goes, how much is too much to spend on you? And I named a number, and she's like, oh boy, because we have to raise $10 million to build my foundation, so she spent a lot. And I mean, we're gonna fundraise. We're actually putting a fundraiser together right now, and I just was texting with Bruno Mars today. Sorry to drop a name, but Bruno is gonna sing at my fundraiser in April, and a bunch of other people, Pink, and so we're gonna raise some money.
It's the Ellen Fund, so be sure you look it up and contribute, because anyone can be part of this and be part of this great thing.
Yes, and I do a newsletter. I let you know what's going on and what new things are happening. So if you go onto the website and even just $10, $5, $5,000, $500,000, whatever you want to do, I'm not going to limit your spending. But everything helps, and then you get to see what's going on because I write about it.
One of the other things you got to do this summer was you got to go back to stand-up, something you hadn't done in 15 years, and as a Christmas present, it's going to be on Netflix. Exactly a week before Christmas Day is when your special's coming out. This is 15 years, and what drove you to say, I want to do it again?
I don't know. I get bored easily, and I've been doing this show this is our 16th season, and I just feel like I'm kind of in a very comfortable. It's great, but it's the same thing, and I get to express myself in a different way. When I do stand up, it's writing about more personal things, and also a lot has happened. The last time I did stand up, I didn't have a career. I had just lost my career, and I was just starting to come back and just starting the talk show, and no one knew how that was going to go. And so since coming from literally losing everything to now where my life is, I get to talk about what really happened, because I couldn't really talk about it at first, and they didn't want me to talk about it, and now I'm talking about it. So
Now, a lot of comedians will say that their first experience with laughter is making their mom or dad laugh. Was that the case for you?
yeah, that for sure. Well, I don't know. It was the first. It was what I recognized how powerful it was, because my dad and my mom got divorced when I was 13, and I would just do things to make my mother happy because she was going through a hard time, and I'd copy her, and then she would start laughing, and I'd copy her laughing, and then she'd start laughing so hard she was crying, and then I'd laugh that I was crying, and then I would cry, and then she would. So I just kept like taking it further and further, and I would just make her happy, and I realized that's for a child to affect an adult, someone that you care about, and that I have that power as a child to do that was pretty cool. And then you want to get on stage and make a room full of people happy, and it's just a great energy. It's a return. I mean, it's I get something from it. Everyone gets something from it, and so there's no better job,